I know BJ and Esme are all thinking the same. We're on like the devil's side.
Feature story: The Great Divide. Inside Kendra Bates' journey from OnlyFans to the old order in TLC's Suddenly Amish. Introduction: a clash of two worlds. In the landscape of reality television, few networks have capitalized on the fascination with insular communities quite like TLC. From Breaking Amish to Return to Amish, the network has spent over a decade documenting the friction between the English world and the traditional Anabaptist communities of Pennsylvania and Ohio. However, their latest venture, Suddenly Amish, promises to invert the familiar formula. Rather than watching Amish youth explore the vices of the modern city, the series transports 6 thoroughly modern outsiders into the heart of a strict Amish settlement. Among the cast, one name has already ignited a firestorm of interest and speculation: Kendra Bates. A content creator best known for her presence on the adult subscription platform OnlyFans, Bates represents the ultimate antithesis of the Amish ethos. Her casting is not merely a production gimmick. It serves as the focal point for a series that aims to explore themes of redemption, burnout, and the search for spiritual authenticity in a digital age. The premise of the show is straightforward yet socially complex. Bates, along with 5 other participants, has agreed to place herself under the tutelage and authority of Bishop Vernon, a community leader who will guide and govern their transition into a life devoid of technology, electricity, and modern ego. For Bates, this is not just a television appearance. In her own words, it is a divine calling. The protagonist, who is Kendra Bates? To understand the magnitude of this transformation, one must first understand the life Kendra Bates is leaving behind. Living in Los Angeles, the epicenter of influencer culture, Bates built a career predicated on visibility. The economy of OnlyFans and social media modeling is one of constant engagement, perpetual connectivity, the curation of image, and the monetization of the self. It is a life of high gloss, instant gratification, and relentless public scrutiny. In her interview with Fox News Digital, Bates hinted at the toll this lifestyle has taken. The phrase, "strayed so far from my roots," suggests a disconnect between her public persona and her private self. Los Angeles, often mythologized as the city of dreams, can quickly become a landscape of isolation for those caught in the algorithmic grind of content creation. Bates's decision to join Suddenly Amish signals a radical rejection of the always-on culture. By trading ring lights for kerosene lamps and DM notifications for face-to-face community labor, she is attempting to dismantle the very identity that brought her fame. This is the central narrative arc of her participation. Can a person whose livelihood depends on the digital gaze find peace in a community that views vanity as a sin? The catalyst: a divine calling. Perhaps the most compelling spoiler regarding Bates's journey is the motivation behind it. Reality TV is often fueled by the desire for increased exposure, but Bates insists her motives are spiritual. Describing the opportunity as a gift from God, she frames the show not as a career stepping stone, but as an intervention. "It was an easy choice for me," Bates told Fox News Digital. This lack of hesitation is telling. It suggests that despite the financial or social success she may have found in Los Angeles, there was a profound spiritual vacuum she was desperate to fill. The Amish lifestyle, with its rigid structure and focus on God above the individual, offers a stark remedy to the narcissism inherent in modern social media culture. This divine calling narrative suggests that Suddenly Amish will tackle heavier themes than the typical fish-out-of-water comedy. Viewers should expect to see Bates grappling not just with the physical hardships of churning butter or wearing modest dress, but with the psychological and spiritual weight of repentance and renewal. The show is positioned to document a legitimate crisis of faith and identity, with the Amish community serving as the crucible for her transformation. The setting: life under Bishop Vernon. Central to the show's structure is the figure of Bishop Vernon. In Amish culture, the bishop is the highest authority in the church district, responsible for interpreting the ordinance, the set of unwritten rules that govern Amish life. For the 6 participants, Bishop Vernon represents the ultimate barrier between their old lives and their new reality. Spoilers indicate that the integration process will be uncompromising. Unlike glamping or simplified digital detox retreats, the participants are expected to fully immerse themselves in the community's labor and customs. This means 1. The surrender of technology. For an OnlyFans creator, the smartphone is the office, the bank, and the social circle. Bates will be stripped of this connection, forcing a psychological withdrawal that is likely to be a major plot point. 2. Modesty and dress. The Amish believe that clothing should emphasize community uniformity and humility. Bates will be required to trade modern fashion for the traditional plain dress, cap, head covering, and apron. This physical transformation serves as a visual metaphor for her internal journey. 3. Labor as worship. The Amish view manual labor as a way to honor God and serve the community. The show will feature the participants engaging in farm work, domestic chores, and barn raisings. This shift from passive income to active labor will test Bates's physical endurance and work ethic. The cultural experiment. Suddenly Amish is fundamentally a social experiment testing the compatibility of 21st century individualism with 18th century communalism. The 6 participants are not just visiting, they are being welcomed into the community. This implies a level of hospitality from the Amish side that carries its own risks. By inviting outsiders, specifically those from industries like adult entertainment, the community is exposing its own youth and members to English influences. The dynamic between Bates and the Amish women will be particularly worth watching. How will women who have lived their entire lives in modesty react to a woman whose career was built on exhibitionism? The show is expected to highlight these uncomfortable conversations, not to mock either side, but to find common ground in their shared humanity. The reality of simplicity. Bates mentions longing for simplicity and authenticity. However, one of the inevitable spoilers of the Amish reality genre is the revelation that Amish life is anything but simple. It is complex, rule-bound, and socially rigorous. While the physical lack of electricity creates a veneer of simplicity, the social web of an Amish district is intricate. Everyone relies on everyone else. If a neighbor's barn burns down, you build it. If someone is sick, you bring food. In Los Angeles, one can live anonymously in a crowded apartment complex. In Bishop Vernon's community, privacy is non-existent. Bates will be trading the surveillance of the internet for the surveillance of the village. The show will likely document her realization that authenticity requires a total lack of secrets, a daunting prospect for anyone, let alone a public figure. Why this story matters. Kendra Bates' participation in Suddenly Amish is more than just reality TV fodder. It reflects a growing cultural sentiment. We are seeing a rise in tradwife trends, digital detoxes, and a general disillusionment with the hypersexualized, hyper-capitalist nature of the internet age. Bates is an avatar for a generation that is burnt out on being seen and is desperate to just be. Her journey highlights a dramatic pendulum swing. She is moving from the extreme of self-promotion, OnlyFans, to the extreme of self-abnegation, Amish. The friction caused by this swing is where the drama and the heart of the show lies. Conclusion. What to expect. As Suddenly Amish prepares to air, viewers should prepare for a series that is less about the shock value of an OnlyFans model churning butter and more about the emotional resonance of a woman trying to find her soul. The spoilers provided by her initial interviews paint a picture of a woman who is not dragged kicking and screaming into the past, but one who runs toward it as a sanctuary. Whether she can sustain the lifestyle once the cameras stop rolling remains the ultimate cliffhanger. But for the duration of the series, Kendra Bates' transformation under the guidance of Bishop Vernon promises to be one of the most compelling narratives on television this year. The show aims to document challenges and revelations, but if Bates' pre-show comments are any indication, the biggest revelation has already occurred. The realization that fame in Los Angeles offered her everything she wanted, but nothing she needed. Suddenly Amish is the documentation of her attempt to correct that balance. Former OnlyFans model Kendra Bates joins TLC's Suddenly Amish in drastic lifestyle change. The Divine Detour. Inside Kendra Bates' radical journey from OnlyFans to the old order in TLC's Suddenly Amish Part I, the collision of two worlds. In the ever-evolving landscape of reality television, the genre thrives on contrast. Producers look for the friction that occurs when opposing forces meet: urban versus rural, wealth versus poverty, modernity versus tradition. However, TLC's latest programming announcement, Suddenly Amish, promises to deliver a cultural collision so severe it borders on a sociological experiment. The network has confirmed that Kendra Bates, a digital content creator and former OnlyFans model, will headline the cast of the new series. Bates joins a group of 6 participants who have agreed to leave their modern lives behind to integrate into a traditional Amish community under the strict guidance of a leader identified as Bishop Vernon. The premise alone is enough to generate headlines, but it is Bates's personal motivation that has elevated the show from a simple, fish-out-of-water comedy to a potential study in spiritual redemption. In an exclusive interview with Fox News Digital, Bates revealed that her participation is not a stunt, but a divine calling. The juxtaposition of her previous career, built on the hypersexualized, algorithmic visibility of OnlyFans, against the modesty and invisibility of the Amish lifestyle, sets the stage for one of the most drastic lifestyle changes ever documented on television. Part 2. The protagonist, who is Kendra Bates. To understand the magnitude of the transformation documenting in Suddenly Amish, one must first understand the world Kendra Bates is voluntarily dismantling. As a resident of Los Angeles and a creator on OnlyFans, Bates existed at the epicenter of the modern attention economy. Life in Los Angeles for a digital influencer is a 24-hour cycle of curation. It involves ring lights, filters, engagement metrics, and the relentless pressure to monetize one's image. It is a life of connected isolation, where one has thousands of followers but perhaps very little community. Bates's comments to the press suggest that this lifestyle, while perhaps lucrative, had become spiritually corrosive. "I have gotten so far away from my roots living in LA because it's so drastically different," Bates told Fox News Digital. This admission of straying suggests a disconnect between who Bates felt she was internally and the persona she was projecting to the world. The term roots implies a background that values substance over style, a foundation she feels was eroded by the demands of the entertainment and adult content industries. By casting Bates, TLC has found a protagonist who is not merely seeking 15 more minutes of fame, but one who is actively seeking to escape the very machine that created her celebrity. Part 3. The divine calling and the motivation. What separates Suddenly Amish from predecessors like The Simple Life or Breaking Amish is the religious and spiritual dimension of the cast's motivation. Reality TV participants usually sign up for exposure, money, or brand deals. Bates, however, frames her casting as an act of providence. "When I was presented with this opportunity, I was like, this is literally an opportunity from God," she shared. "It was an easy choice for me." This statement fundamentally alters how viewers will interpret the spoilers and upcoming storylines of the series. If Bates views the show as a gift from God, her struggles on the farm or within the community will likely be framed as tests of faith rather than mere inconveniences. The concept of a divine calling suggests that Bates reached a breaking point in Los Angeles. The burnout of the influencer lifestyle is a well-documented phenomenon, often leading to depression and anxiety. For Bates, the invitation to join Bishop Vernon's community wasn't seen as a casting call, but as a lifeline, a divinely orchestrated intervention designed to pull her out of the toxicity of LA and place her in an environment where she could heal. Part 4. The experiment. Enter Bishop Vernon. The structure of Suddenly Amish revolves around the authority of Bishop Vernon. In Old Order Amish communities, the bishop is the highest-ranking official in the church district. He is responsible for the spiritual well-being of the flock and the enforcement of the ordinum, the unwritten set of rules that governs daily life. For 6 outsiders to be welcomed into such a community is rare. The Amish are notoriously insular, separating themselves from the English, non-Amish, world to avoid worldly temptations. The fact that Bishop Vernon has opened his community to a camera crew and 6 modern participants, including an adult entertainer, suggests a unique dynamic. Bishop Vernon serves as the gatekeeper. For Bates, he will represent the father figure and the disciplinarian. His role will be to guide these modern individuals through the deconstruction of their egos. For a woman used to being her own boss and setting her own rules on social media, submitting to the patriarchal and communal authority of an Amish bishop will likely be the source of the show's most intense interpersonal drama. Part 5. The anatomy of the lifestyle change. The drastic lifestyle change promised by the show's marketing is not hyperbole. Moving from an OnlyFans career in West Hollywood to an Amish settlement involves a total inversion of daily existence. Based on the show's premise and standard Amish customs, Bates has undergone the following transformations during filming. 1. The digital detox. The most immediate shock for Bates is the removal of the smartphone. For an influencer, the phone is an appendage. It is the connection to income, validation, and social circles. In Bishop Vernon's community, technology is restricted. Bates is forced to transition from a world of instant dopamine hits, likes, comments, tips, to a world of silence. This withdrawal process is expected to be a major narrative arc in the early episodes. 2. Modesty versus exhibitionism. Bates's previous career relied on the display of the body. The Amish ethos relies on the concealment of the body to prevent vanity and lust. Bates will be required to wear the traditional plain dress, long sleeves, high necklines, and a head-covering cap. This visual transformation is symbolic of her internal desire for authenticity. By covering up, she is testing whether she has value beyond her physical appearance, a question that plagues many in the modeling industry. 3. Community versus individualism. In Los Angeles, the goal is to stand out. In an Amish community, the goal is to blend in. The Amish practice Gelassenheit, a German term meaning submission or yielding to the will of God and the community. Bates must learn to prioritize the group over herself. This means communal meals, shared labor, and a lack of privacy. The main character energy required to succeed in LA is considered a sin in this new environment. 4. Labor as meditation. The Amish lifestyle represents simplicity, Bates noted. However, simplicity in the Amish context means hard, physical labor. It means waking up before dawn to milk cows, tend to gardens, can food, and wash clothes by hand. For Bates, this shift from digital labor, creating content, to manual labor, survival, is the crucible for the change she desires. The show will document her realizing that simple does not mean easy. Part 6. The search for authenticity. Bates mentions a longing for authenticity as a primary driver for her decision. This is a powerful commentary on the state of modern social media. In the world of influencers, authenticity is often a manufactured commodity, staged photos, edited captions, and curated vulnerability. By going to the Amish, Bates is seeking an authenticity that cannot be edited. You cannot filter a 4 a.m. wake-up call. You cannot Photoshop the blister on your hand from churning butter. The Amish way of life forces a person to be exactly who they are, with no digital barrier to hide behind. Bates's journey is a reflection of a growing societal trend. We are seeing a rise in tradwife content and a general nostalgia for pre-digital times. People are exhausted by the performance of modern life. Bates is merely taking this exhaustion to its logical extreme. She is the avatar for every person who has ever wanted to delete their Instagram and move to a farm, but she is doing it with the stakes raised to the maximum. Part 7. Spoilers and expectations. While TLC has kept specific episode details under wraps, Bates's interview provides significant spoilers regarding the emotional arc of the season. The no-brainer decision. Bates described the choice as easy and a no-brainer. This implies that viewers will not see a hesitant participant. Unlike other reality shows where contestants complain about the lack of amenities, Bates enters the experiment with a willing heart. The conflict will likely not be, "I want to go home," but rather, "Am I strong enough to stay?" The outcome. By referring to the experience as a gift in the past/present tense, Bates implies that the experience was positive. She does not speak with regret. This suggests that the season will conclude with Bates achieving some measure of the spiritual renewal she sought. Whether she remains Amish permanently is unlikely given the barriers to entry, but the show will likely portray her exit, or continued stay, as a triumph of personal growth. The cast dynamic. Bates is one of 6. The dynamic between her and the other 5 participants will be crucial. Will the others share her divine calling, or are they there for the cameras? Bates's serious approach to the experiment may put her at odds with cast members who treat the Amish lifestyle as a joke or a vacation. Her background in adult entertainment may also cause friction with more conservative participants or the Amish community members themselves, leading to conversations about judgment, forgiveness, and the Mary Magdalene archetype. Part 8. TLC's Reality Legacy. Suddenly Amish fits perfectly into TLC's wheelhouse, but it represents an evolution. The network found massive success with Breaking Amish, which followed Amish youth leaving the community. Suddenly Amish reverses the flow. This reversal speaks to the current cultural moment. 10 years ago, the narrative was that everyone wanted to escape the restrictive rural life for the freedom of the city. Today, amidst urban decay, high costs of living, and digital burnout, the narrative has flipped. The city is now the trap, and the rural, religious community is the escape. Kendra Bates is the face of this new narrative. Part 9. Conclusion. Kendra Bates' journey on Suddenly Amish is shaping up to be one of the most fascinating character studies on reality television this year. It is a story of extremes, from the digital to the analog, from the profane to the sacred, from the self-obsessed to the self-sacrificing. Her interview with Fox News Digital confirms that this is not a prank. It is a woman in crisis seeking a radical cure. By accepting Bishop Vernon's invitation, Bates is attempting to reclaim the roots she lost in the bright lights of Los Angeles. For viewers, the show promises to be a window into that struggle, documenting whether a person can truly overhaul their soul by changing their zip code. As the series prepares to air, the question remains, can an OnlyFans model find God in the quiet of an Amish settlement? According to Kendra Bates, the answer is a resounding yes. The gift from God has been received. Now the world waits to see what she does with it. Kendra Bates, a former OnlyFans content creator, has made a significant life transformation by joining TLC's new reality series Suddenly Amish. In the show, Bates is among 6 participants welcomed into an Amish community led by Bishop Vernon, offering her a unique opportunity to explore a radically different way of life. In an interview with Fox News Digital, Bates described her decision to participate as a divine calling. When I was presented with this opportunity, I felt it was a gift from God, she shared. It was an easy choice for me because I've strayed so far from my roots living in Los Angeles. The Amish lifestyle represents simplicity and authenticity that I've been longing for. Bates explained that her journey is motivated by a desire for change and a return to her foundational values, contrasting her previous life of fame and social media fame with the humble, community-oriented Amish way of living. Her decision highlights a dramatic shift from her previous career as an OnlyFans model to embracing a life rooted in faith and simplicity. Suddenly Amish aims to document the challenges and revelations of outsiders immersing themselves in Amish culture, offering viewers an inside look at the stark differences between modern and traditional lifestyles. Bates's participation underscores the show's theme of personal growth and spiritual renewal, making her a Suddenly Amish star on her drastic lifestyle change from OnlyFans model. Kendra Bates, a former OnlyFans model, is one of 6 participants on TLC's new show Suddenly Amish, in which Amish leader Bishop Vernon welcomes the outsiders into the insular community. Speaking to Fox News Digital about her involvement on the show, Bates described it as a God-given opportunity that she couldn't turn down. When I was presented with this opportunity, I was like, this is literally an opportunity from God, she told the outlet. This is a no-brainer for me, she continued. I have gotten so far away from my roots living in LA because it's so drastically different. I've been in LA. Tori, one of the most compelling aspects of this new series.